10.1, right now, all of the evidence that we get from the game suggests that patch 10.1 is going to take place in a zone known only as the Underground. Iridikron and Nalfarian. Khadgar. What is it about Iridikron that vexes you so? You guys know this. Nosdormu, of the three that remain, Veranoth and Virak were ever loyal to the Incarnate's ideals, but it was Iridikron who truly embraced the war, the last captured and the most difficult to contain. At the end, he struck terrible bargains to keep their cause alive. His violent desperation makes him dangerous. I believe the other Incarnates never knew the truth of his depravity. It's interesting that every single being that is connected to the Earth comes up with these bargains, but you'll see where these bargains lead once we get into the newly released sort of books, in-game books. Now, these books are going to be relatively cool because you'll get the books, and as you go through the story, more and more pages will be added to those books. So as we go through the Forbidden Reach, more and more pages will be added to the book that you can keep reading on. But okay, so here's the first page. What follows are translations of correspondence between the Black Dragon, Adamanthia, and Nalfarian, the aspect of Earth. At the time of this translation, I can confirm that neither I nor any Drakthir I have spoken to or are able to fully remember Adamanthia. We have only fragments. Her origins and identity are mysterious, yet we feel drawn to her for reasons beyond recollection. It is as if she holds a part of us in her, sustained in more than just memory. Now you may peruse her words in this humble volume. May this transcription help spark memories for worthy Drakthir who read it. Reader, below are the words as best we could transcribe and translate of Adamanthia, as recovered from her journal entries in the Forbidden Reach. Adamanthia is a name we strain to hear across the gulf of history. Some Drakthir have experienced sparks of dream, memory, or reverie that feature her. But like so many of our memories, the full picture is denied us. As you read her words within this tome, we hope you may have further recollections. It is my hope these words will help other Drakthir by providing some insight as to our origins and those dragons we once served. And then we have Adamanthia's timeline. Now, here's the first book. Transcription of Sending Stone, The Prisoner. Lord Nalfarian, I bring news. The Reach quaked today with the wrath of Razageth. Yet I am happy to report that the seals over her makeshift prison in your vault have held. The enchantments Maligos placed there should remain intact for many ages of this world, even without magical maintenance. Our prisoner is still able to exert her influence over the weather on this island. I am worried that she might get a message out, given enough time. For now, however, our only cause for concern should be what would happen if the other incarnates learned of her presence here. I will once again remind my Lackwood servants to destroy my sending stones after their messages have been sent. Entry, the Cretius. We sealed the Cretius today. Maligos asked for volunteers. 3 of his zealots and their retinue chose to be entombed with the Drakthir. I must hurry my research. The magic of Maligos is strong, but I still question this course of action. So clearly she was not on board with the ultimate sort of stasis that the Drakthir would be placed in after the destruction of the Titan object. My research into stasis magic continues apace. Nalfarian's inquiries are relentless, though he will not say why. My brother is upset. Something about a calamity befalling his work. He grows ever more distant. Nalfarian is beside himself. He says it's all falling apart, that it's too soon, that they need to be held, to be contained. It is done. His creations are in stasis. I have done my best to ensure that they remain undisturbed. My brother is upset. I feel like this is a little huge. Like, just slightly. Nalfarian had a sister that we've never known about, and that is probably still alive. Entry, silence. We were warned to tell no one, not even the other aspects. No one must learn of these Drakthir. No one must know what lies beneath the surface of the Reach. Now, here's where I, again, dislike the wording, because the wording can suggest two things at the same time. The wording here can suggest that what lies beneath the Reach is nothing other than the Drakthir, or that no one must know that we've done to the Drakthir what we have done, but then also that no one must know what lies beneath the Reach, the surface of the Reach. Either one of these. Is it shame or pride? Either way, Dragonkind will always remember this Reach is forbidden. Let that be its fitting, I don't know what the hell that word means, let's just see. What the hell does this word mean? I don't even know how to pronounce this word. Sabriquet. The person's nickname. Sabriquet. Why not just use nickname? Let that be its fitting Sabriquet. All who dare trespass upon this terrain are interlopers to our blighted realm. These lands of legacy. This forbidden Reach. And then we have entry, relics. I have attempted to employ other Titan relics within the Warder's arsenal. Not even the Hammer of Kaskarath is capable of reasserting order in any meaningful way. Order magic still fails to take hold. You will remember that Nalfarian, during his fight with Razageth, the hand glove thing that he was using, the thing that controlled the minds of the Drakthir, got destroyed. Then we have the entry experiments. Failure. Again. 101 Drakthir have been released from stasis, yet in each experiment, the subject eventually regains all memory and retains none of their former mental conditioning. The relic removed all memory of who they were and only conditioned them to fight on behalf of Deathwing. But once the conditioning, or once the relic was destroyed, memory comes back, and they don't seem to retain any of the mental conditioning that they had. So any of the brainwashing that had happened seems to wear off. It is becoming increasingly clear what has been done cannot be undone. Transcription of Sending Stone initial report. Now here's where things get very interesting. My aspect. I have made a discovery. You were correct in presuming that order magic may not be enough to re-establish control over the Drakthir. However, I have learned over my countless experiments that this may not be necessary. I have confirmed that the Drakthir are not broken. Drakthir with free will are powerful, dangerously so. Yet they are not mindless cretins. Their hearts and minds can be won over just as any free-thinking mortal might. With your permission, I would like to awaken more of the Waynes, so that we might explore this assertion further. Transcription of Receiving Stone. Final warning. This is from Nalfarian. I told you it gets interesting here. This is your final warning, Adamanthia. If you continue in your defiance, you will become an example to all any foolishly entertain such asinine aspirations. Your suffering will span millennia. Even death will not release you. Any who look upon you will gaze upon your torment and despair. Cease this folly, or retribution awaits you. And then she sends, my aspect. I thought I was doing everything you asked, and more. The extraction of Black Dragonflight essence from the Drakthir has gone smoothly, though I worry it may permanently cripple their abilities. yet you commanded and I obey. So, an answer here for anyone that was wondering, where is the black magic? We have the red, we have the bronze, we have the green, we have the blue. But where is the black magic? Well, for some reason, Nalfarian had all black magic essence, or black dragonflight essence, extracted from... So after that rude interruption by my internet, let's see. So my aspect, I thought I was doing everything you asked and more. The extraction of black dragonflight essence from the Drakthir has gone smoothly. We've discussed that. Though I worry it may have permanently crippled their abilities, yet you commanded and I obey. You ordered the sealing of the creches, and so I worked with the worms of Maligos as commanded. Today, I received word that you have ordered my awakened Drakthir to Aberus, as if they were expendable for some esoteric experiment. I must know why. I demand their release. You can see for yourself they are awake and aware. Creatures capable of independent thought. Their trust must be cultivated, not forced. In the strongest possible terms, I must protest. Trusting to your genius, I entrust these words to the careful consideration of your sagacious intellect. Do you guys want to see what Nalfarian did to her after that? Man went, nah fam, that's her. That's Adamanthia. Placed in stasis for how many thousands of years now? We can apparently sort of speak to her, although right now we have no idea to know if we're ever going to be able to free her. The interesting thing is, she is the sister of Nalfarian, which one must start asking the question, would she not be the next in the line of succession? Most likely uncorrupted. She was placed in stasis, Cesius, long before the corruption of Nalfarian truly began. Remember, Nalfarian had already started to turn towards the old gods, but Nalfarian is not completely given over to the old gods. So it is entirely possible that she was placed in stasis long before Nalfarian would ultimately become so corrupted that he could no longer tell his own thoughts from that of the old gods. She would have a better claim to aspect if she's the sister of Nalfarian. Well, she does claim to him, well, she calls him brother. She says that my brother is angry.